Good Saturday morning, everybody. Just back on site here at this big clearing job we were at, burning all the brush and everything. Gonna try and get this thing wrapped up today. Got to push all that junk over there into that dry pond and get our burn pit covered up and spread out. Had a couple of trees fall down over the holidays, so we're gonna try and get all this cleaned up today while it's halfway dry. It's supposed to snow like 3 or 4 inches on Monday, rain and snow. So I'm gonna get all this stuff fired up and I'm gonna get the camera turned back on and we'll try to get all this stuff cleaned up here in the next couple hours, hopefully. Not a logger, folks. Do just enough for the chainsaw to get in trouble. That'll be all right. Let's see. As you guys saw, I'm not much on a chainsaw. I can do just enough to get by. Get hung up every now and then, but that's all right. We had all this, every bit of this cleaned up, and we were fixing to get ready to burn, bury our burn pit, and we came out here and held. I guess this old tree was dead and it was real doty at the bottom, and ended up falling over. Fire ended up basically just burning it up, burning whatever was left of the stump up. And so now we've got this big old wad of trees, no fire to burn them. So I think what we're going to do is just take and trying to use this big poplar. Now what we're going to do is just take whatever's left of these trees and just bury them in the bottom of that dry pond, is the plan. So we don't have a damn fire. I could probably get it going, but it's not really worth it because we're trying to get this job wrapped up today because there's a bunch of rain and snow coming, and it's just going to be a dadgum mess out here. We hadn't worked all week because it was a mess. It's frozen right now. Everything. That's really the only reason I was walking down in here, because it was just absolutely frozen solid on top, pretty much. For whatever reason, the water table is super high. If you look on those past videos, you can kind of hear me mention it a little bit. The water table is just super high down here for some reason, so you know, it becomes a pain in the ass. I don't know, but anyway, I'm gonna get all these trees cleaned up, and the dozer's warming up. Let it get good and warm this morning, and we'll start pushing away, just trying to make this stuff go away. Set this stuff kind of up here out of the way where the dozer can push it over there. We're just going to push it in the bottom of that dry pond. It's just really no point in messing with anything else. I'll turn over there in a second. You can see what I'm talking about. For whatever reason, the dadgum tree right there, it caught a fire. It's still smoking. We haven't been out here burning in a week, probably. Fire's been out for every bit of a week, and it's just somehow, some way, it caught fire. And I'd like to grab both of these. Yeah. Got this dang chainsaw in the floor with me, and it's aggravating. I'm trying to get done with this Traco because I'm about out of fuel and I don't have any fuel with me. I didn't realize this thing was just about out of fuel. Well, I didn't run it last, so Dad ran it. It was plumb out of dadgum fuel, but I guess he elected not to say nothing. Can't hear tell about him. Can I reach that? Oh yeah. Chainsaw is horribly in the way. I can't use my foot pedals hardly at all. I'll throw it out at the truck when I get up there here in a minute. and stiff this morning. Yeah, hell, this is the first day we've actually been able to work, do anything, and hell, since Christmas Eve. It's just been so daggum wet. I guess I'll dig this stump out. I ain't gonna do that. I don't want to kill that other tree beside it. It'll just have to be ugly for a while. Until it rots on down and disintegrates on its own. Wet down here. Oh, this dadgum chainsaw's in the way. Not using my feet today. Hopefully I don't get stuck. I'm hoping the ground's frozen enough over here that I don't get stuck walking through here. This is a heavy track up. Can't wait to shovel my tracks out. Gotta take this thing to the shop, put a new pin and bushing in it, out in the stick, and should be good to go again for a while. That's where those logs are gonna rest for the rest of their life. Alright, well, I'm gonna go slap some fuel in this thing just to be safe. I've got my little fuel trailer up there. I thought it was out, but I think it's got like a 30 or 40 gallon lift in it. So I'm gonna go put some fuel in this thing, and I'll turn the camera back on when I get done fueling it up. Alright, it's cleanup time. Property owner said cover it up. We're covering it up. There's going to be some stuff that didn't get burned up, but we're out of time and the weather is not cooperating anymore. I'm going to have to shut that door. Oh God, come on. Oh, this door's heavy. Shit. The wind is not blowing in my favor. But we are out of time, and the property owner wants it covered up. Kind of put this thing to bed before all this snow and rain and everything else gets here. So, boy, there's a big old log. That's why I hate messing with this stuff, is it just makes the absolute bloodiest mess. I'm gonna grab this big old log here and throw it off in the deep end down there. We got this big old dry pond over here. We're putting all the junk and all the brush, all the sticks and roots and crap that you kind of gather up as you clear a bunch. One of the only downsides of burning in a pit like that is if you if you don't go through your ashes and grab the stuff, because all that ash, it just suffocates this stuff. It won't burn when it's buried in ash and all kinds of crap in it. It just for whatever reason it just will not burn. It just doesn't do it. It just suffocates it, and it will it'll sit down in there for forever and won't do a thing. But he wants this big dry pond filled in, and said he didn't care what we put in it as long as it's not trash. He don't care. So that's what we're doing. We're grabbing all this stuff. This stuff over here that's stacked up, it looks like good clean brush. If there was a tree that was, I guess it was dead, and our fire got so hot that it started burning the real dotiness in the very bottom, in the base of the tree. It burned it up pretty bad, and it ended up falling while we were on Christmas break and everything. And so that made an awful mess. But he just said that we asked him. He said, "You want us to get a fire back going, or put this, just kind of make this stuff go away?" And he said, "Make it go away." So that's what we're gonna do. Grab all this stuff. And now, if I had another 2 or 3 days, probably not even 2 or 3 days, probably 2 days. If I had another 2 days to mess with on this project, then I could probably just take it, I could put it right back on those coals and get that fire back going, get it hot, and every bit of this stuff would go away. But unfortunately, we do not have that luxury. We have to get this one done because winter's fixing to shut us down, and for at least 2 weeks there's snow and rain and like 10-15 degree days for the next 2 or 3 weeks in the extended forecast. So we're just trying to get this thing wrapped up, put to bed before the weather kills us. I don't know what I'm gonna do for videos. Have to do some shop videos or something, I guess. Need to do a shop tour and give y'all a tour of the equipment. And we don't have a bunch of equipment. We've got a Kubota skid steer and Kubota Mini X, and that 35-ton Volvo back dump, 323 cat track hoe. We got a D6K 2, and just a bunch of various other miscellaneous shit. We got tractors and lowboy trucks and a little single axle dump truck, and just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. But these 3 pieces here, the dozer, the big hoe, the dozer, and the haul truck, they all 3 predominantly get used more. The other side of the company puts in swimming pools and retaining walls and stuff like that, so they use that smaller equipment for that stuff. We don't hardly ever use the Mini X and the skid steer on any of our jobs because they're just too small. They don't, you can't really justify using it to do anything other than what the other guys do, the landscaping side of it, and the pools and all that jazz. So it works out good. I had a Volvo 160 before this, and I just needed a bigger track hoe and didn't want to get a great big one. It just didn't really have the jobs that called for a bigger track hoe. So this is like a really good medium size. It's big enough you can haul a pretty decent amount of dirt with it. Stay efficient anyway. Feels weird burying logs like this in a dry pond, but that's just what we're gonna do. It'll be fine. they'll sit in there and rot forever. Probably turn into some really good topsoil in about 15 years. But when you run out of time and the customer wants it put to bed, that's just kind of what you got to do, unfortunately. I think the wind is still blowing pretty gnarly. Which way is that smoke blowing? I think the wind's blowing that way now, so I should be safe right here. Yeah, keep going that way. Try to get all these ashes and stuff, for the most part, cleaned up and put down there in the hole in that lower part. Well, that bad boy's still just crazy hot. That's insane. These fires, they never cease to amaze me. How hot they stay. It's rained probably 5+ inches on this fire. Biggest reason why I don't like burning above the ground, but we had so much stuff to burn here that all right, there's like a 7-foot hole down here in the bottom. Shut that. Blocking out the sun. That's wild. But anyway, there's like a 7-foot hole that I dug, and it's full of ash. Just trying to get this thing knocked down as far as I can before we cover it up. That way we don't have a huge mound right here. Take all this junk here and just cover these ashes up with it, and then put that good dirt back on top of it. Missed a spot. Gently drag the ash. Try not to stir it up. Put on a bunch of layers this morning trying to stay warm. Now I'm burning up. About got her leveled off. Wind keeps changing directions on me sometimes. Alrighty, my GoPro ended up dying, so I'm switching over to the GoPro didn't die. the SD card got full. So I'm doing a little iPhone recording here. Hopefully it works out okay. I think it will. iPhones take really good video. I just don't really know what it's going to look like. It'll be fine though. I'm just going to start getting all this brush and everything pushed into this burn pit, or this hole here. Got my burn pit covered up there. Let me kind of choke all that stuff out. Get all it covered up. I'll have this bad boy just about wrapped up. Concrete footers that I tore out for that barn are in this pile somewhere. Not looking for none of them. If I was smart, I would have tore those two trees out, but they're really pretty trees. Sometimes I wish I had my D6R back. In times like this where you're pushing into a dry pond and the stuff's kind of wet, that 6R would sink. That's one of the things I love about these K model dozers is they absolutely just have the best location. This isn't even LGP. It's a standard track. And I love it. They close the bluff, they grade the best. It's hard to finish. Oh, I hit that tree, didn't I? Yeah, I sure did. Shit. Sitting there running my mouth and I hit that tree and barely clipped it. It'd be alright, it'd be lit. It's hard to finish anything that's not real sturdy ground with a heavier dozer like that. They just bar everything up. Make a mess. They're great grubbing dozers, don't get me wrong. If you're trying to finish something if you're not, the ground's wet or whatever the case may be, it's a little difficult to make something look really good with a big dozer like that. Out here, I'd be worried about sinking that daggum thing, pushing into this pond. It's so dang heavy, it has so much ground pressure. Makes it a little difficult. D6R, I'd have been stuck. Right when you get to the edge of your push and you kind of sink down like that, it'd been history. That big old blade was so heavy out front that it just sucked you right in. This little fella here. I mean, don't get me wrong, this isn't a little dozer by any stretch of the imagination. It's a 30, I think this dozer weighs 33 pounds. But, you know, D6R is just so much bigger than this thing. These two trees are really making it a little complicated to do what I'm trying to do here. I'm not going to knock them down. This will make my life easier. Believe it or not, we try to save as many trees as we can. You know, they're hardwood trees. Rat's ass about pine, stuff like that. What's that stick? You're aggravating me, bastard. Get off there. Yeah, sometimes you just got to do the best you can. Sometimes you forget you're in a finish dozer and you try to walk up to a big old pile like that and push it, it just don't work. Well, now you guys can't really see what I'm doing. I'm pushing on the right side of the blade. We about got it all pushed in here. It wasn't the greatest angle the way I was pushing for y'all to watch, so I just turned the camera off. I don't know who this guy is. He's driving right through the middle of the job site. I swear, people are so bold nowadays. I don't know who that was, but he literally is just driving right through the middle of the job site. I've never seen him before. I don't know who he is. People think they can just drive on private property and just do whatever they want. It's kind of baffling. truck driving around on your property. And I'll handle it. You know, if the customer tells me to handle it, I'll handle it. But, you know, most of the time, it's really not your place to do anything. Pushes on this. I'm gonna go up there and cover up the dirt a bit. Got the dirt kind of spread out around it with the track on it. Got over and blade it off. get a chance to get any video on Friday when I left out of here kind of early. A buddy of mine had a birthday party for, we were going to go play golf or whatever, so I figured I'd come out here and get a little video of the end result. It's pretty sloppy wet out here, so I hope I don't get stuck. I'm already sliding. Oh lordy, that's not good. Well, came out here to get you guys a little end result of the burn pit and all that kind of stuff. So here it is. Got everything cleaned up on Friday. Got it put to bed before this rain got us. But this happened. I am stuck. Like stuck. So my brother's coming over here to bring me a chain, and yeah, big time stuck. So yeah, I'll get some cool video of me pulling my truck out of here. I didn't think it was this wet over here. It usually stays pretty dry up here on the hill, but I was unfortunately mistaken. So I'm gonna go over here and start the bulldozer, and yeah, I'll turn the camera back on when I go to pull my truck out. I hope you guys enjoy this video, because this is what happens when you try to come over on a rain day and get some footage. You get stuck and you have to drag your pickup truck all the way out of the job and make an absolute mess. Merry Christmas. Will she get out, or will she remain stuck? I think we're gonna make it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Oh yeah, I think so. Oh, what a disaster. All this for a minute and 15-second clip to shut the video. Well, I think we made it out. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, feel free to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks guys.